The Aryan Brotherhood, AB, is one of the most notorious and violent prison gangs in the United States. Here's a detailed overview of their history, activities, and power. Origins and history: founded in 1964 at San Quentin State Prison, California. Purpose: originally formed for protection against other prison gangs, especially Black and Hispanic groups. Ideology: while it espouses white supremacist and neo-Nazi views, its primary focus is organized crime and power rather than pure ideology. Nickname: often referred to as the Brand. 2. Structure and membership: selective membership. Only a small number of white inmates are accepted. New members often have to commit violent acts to prove loyalty. Structure: operates with a military-style hierarchy, with a commission at the top and various lieutenants and soldiers beneath. Estimated size: roughly 15,000, 20,000 members and associates across prisons and on the street. Activities inside prisons: drug trafficking, especially methamphetamine, and heroin, extortion and protection rackets, murder for hire controlling contraband, weapons, phones, etc. Outside prisons, through released members or associates, drug distribution networks, weapons trafficking, robbery and murder alliances with other gangs, including Mexican mafia and even outlaw biker gangs, when mutually beneficial. Power and influence: despite being smaller than some other gangs, AB exerts disproportionate influence due to extreme violence, organized structure alliances with other white supremacist and prison gangs. The FBI has described the Aryan Brotherhood as one of the most violent and dangerous criminal organizations. In the U.S., federal crackdowns have led to life sentences for many leaders, but the gang has proven adaptable and continues to function inside and outside prison. Notable events: 2002-2006 federal indictment. A major RICO case charged dozens of AB members with murder, conspiracy, and racketeering. Several high-ranking leaders were sentenced to life without parole. Ongoing operations: even with leaders isolated in solitary confinement, e.g. ADX Florence, they have managed to communicate and direct activities using coded messages and corrupt officials. Symbols and culture: tattoos. Common AB tattoos include swastikas, SS bolts, shamrocks, and the number 6666, or AB. Rituals often involve oaths of loyalty, blood pacts, and violent initiations. Slogan: blood in, blood out, meaning you kill to join, and only death releases you. Alliances and rivalries: alliances, Mexican Mafia, La M. Despite racial differences, AB has historically cooperated with the Mexican Mafia for mutual benefits, particularly in drug trafficking and prison control. Nazi lowriders, NLR, considered a kind of feeder gang to the AB. Younger or lower-ranking white inmates often start with NLR before getting noticed by the AB public enemy number 1, Pen 1. Another white gang that's sometimes affiliated with AB, especially in Southern California. Certain outlaw biker gangs like the Hells Angels have occasionally collaborated on the outside for drug running and protection. Rivalries: Black Guerrilla Family, BGF. Longtime enemies due to ideological and racial clashes: Nuestra Familia and Sureños, depending on prison politics. While sometimes working with Mexican Mafia, the AB has clashed with other Hispanic gangs over turf and power. Crips such Bloods. Violent confrontations in prisons and streets have occurred, particularly over control of drug trade. Notorious members: Barry Mills and Tyler Bingham, two of the highest-ranking leaders in AB history. Both received life sentences in the early 2000s as part of the massive federal crackdown. They operated even from solitary confinement. Thomas Silverstein, perhaps the most infamous AB figure, responsible for multiple murders, including that of a prison guard. Spent decades in solitary, believed to be one of the most isolated prisoners in U.S. history. Modern-day operations: despite heavy law enforcement pressure, the Aryan Brotherhood remains active and dangerous. In prisons, continue to dominate white inmate populations in many state and federal prisons. control of smuggling operations, especially of meth and heroin, often using corrupt staff or bribed officials. Extortion of other inmates for protection money. On the streets, AB associates, who were never formally initiated, still carry out tasks like drug distribution, money laundering, debt collection, and intimidation. Some operations run as far as multi-state narcotics rings. They use encrypted phones, burner lines, and codes to maintain communication between imprisoned leaders and street operators. Law enforcement and surveillance AB is under constant surveillance by the FBI, DEA, ATF, and prison intelligence units. RICO indictments have been one of the most effective legal tools against them. Solitary confinement and transfer of leaders to supermax prisons, like ADX Florence, has slowed but not stopped their operations. Cultural. Impact media and film, featured in numerous shows and movies such as American History X, Shot Caller, Sons of Anarchy, and documentaries like Inside the Aryan Brotherhood. Misconceptions. Though often depicted as purely ideological white supremacists, many members are more motivated by power and profit than belief. Timeline of key events. 1964, Aryan Brotherhood is officially founded in San Quentin State Prison as a response to increasing violence and racial tension. 70s, 1980s. AB solidifies control in California prisons, expands into federal penitentiaries, starts forming alliances with the Mexican Mafia. 1980s, 1990s. Involvement in organized crime grows. The AB begins operating more like a cartel, establishing street operations. 1997. Barry Mills and Tyler Bingham orchestrate a campaign of violence inside federal prisons, including multiple murders. 2002. A major federal RICO indictment charges 40 members, including top leadership, with racketeering, murder, drug trafficking, and conspiracy. 2006. Mills and Bingham are convicted and sentenced to life in solitary at ADX Florence. 2010s. AB continues to control white prison populations and collaborates with street gangs and cartels. 20s. Despite isolation of key leaders, operations continue through coded communications. Law enforcement ramps up focus on hybrid white gangs and their connection to extremist groups. Comparison with other major gangs. AB versus others. The Aryan Brotherhood is smaller, but feared for its ruthlessness. Unlike some street gangs, AB operates with military precision and codes. Its power is more concentrated in prisons than in urban neighborhoods. Future outlook. Law enforcement pressure. RICO laws and tech surveillance have weakened AB's leadership, but the gang adapts quickly, using clean associates on the outside to run fronts. Splinter groups, offshoots and regional factions, like the Aryan Circle, Soldiers of Aryan Culture, etc., are gaining ground, sometimes leading to infighting. Rise of extremism. Post-2020. Increased surveillance of domestic extremists has put more heat on white supremacist groups, many of which overlap with or recruit from AB's ranks. Recruitment. Despite crackdowns, prisons still act as breeding grounds, especially for young white inmates seeking protection or identity.